welcome to a new video, short little video about the Asus Zenfone 9 and the latest update that I forgot the version number. I will probably blend it in, fade it in there as a text. This new version has some camera improvements again, so we want to check out the camera, and I'm doing the first check-up here with the video camera to see how good the gimbal stabilization is, 4K 30 recording and autofocus, because I said they improved autofocus in the last version already. I wonder if they improved anything further, or if I'm still out of focus and the background is in focus, and when I tap now in the middle that it focuses on me. So let's see how good this is looking like, and otherwise I will check up also some photos and then tell you as well by zooming in to 100%, not over 100%, just 100%, if they fixed a little bit in terms of colors and over sharpening. So let's check this out. Some people might use the Zenfone 9 also for vlogging cam, the front-facing camera. I think nothing much has improved here as well. I think they were concentrating more on the back-facing cameras. Nevertheless, I think this one is still okay, and I think the autofocus is also on the front cam working much better with my face and having this in focus instead of the background. So what do you think about the front-facing camera here on the Asus Zenfone 9? So here we have the photos, and what you can see here on first glance, I was shooting against the sun very hard. You can see some sun flare already here on the device, and we can see that the HDR doesn't seem to be as aggressive as it was before. Though on the viewfinder, this tower here, for example, was completely black, and it's pulling those details again out of there. But what I can see here immediately, it is still sharpening things up heavily, especially here where it's very complex, you can see it. But here, where the tower is, usually it was over sharpening everything up, and this is not the case anymore. And I think also the HDR is not as aggressive as it was before. And when it comes to zoom shots, this is now I think 8 times zoom or something like this. You can still see, it's not really an improvement, and we have like a little bit of softness going on, and it looks like a painting. Flowers, however, very good, and I think the sharpness is fine. It is not overdoing it with the sharpness, but you still see a bit of noise going on, creeping in already, even in daylight shots, but it looks very fine. Also the colors I think are not overdone here like it was previously. When it comes to the image itself, it got a little bit softer. You don't see those artifacts that we had before. There's still of sharpening going on, but we don't see artifacts, and we don't see the heavily like HDR kind of look around the trees and so on, which is gone. You can see them maybe here a little bit, but this is like the sky itself. So we don't have this anymore, which is likable, I would say. It is softer here, but when you take a look at here, it is still sharpening things up, but it looks not so artificial as it was looking before. So they definitely improved there a bit with their algorithms. The same goes for close-up shots. This is with the main camera. You can see, it's not over sharpened. The colors are not so yellow in this case here. It's even a bit muted, I would say, but it's okay. It's definitely not something that I would throw away. When it comes to the ultra wide angle for macro shots, very nice. I think there's still a bit too much colors in there. As you can see here, there's leaves, and the difference between this small and the big leaf you cannot see so much because it's like too punchy still a bit, but this is like a design or it's aesthetic choice by Asus. And when it comes to zoom lenses, 2 times zoom now, you can see nothing much has improved. It is not so over sharpened as it was before, as the zoom is just a crop into the main lens. Of course, it's a bit softer, so this I really like, because I think they were heavily over sharpening those 2 times zooms, which is not the case anymore, which I like. And here we can still see it is softer. It's definitely softer. It is still a bit artificial when I go down here, but it's a lot more natural than it was before when it comes to zooming in, and this is really like what I like. This is like, I think 5 or 15 times zoom, I cannot remember anymore, because this ship was passing by, looked funny, so I wanted to take a shot. But you can see, yeah, it's noisy, it's grainy, it's like a modern artwork, but it's not really a good shot. So forget about zoom. The zoom did not really improve in this regard. And another shot here, this time around against the sun again. You can see the HDR effect is not so heavy as it was before, especially this glowing effect I don't have so much. We can see a little bit, I think, here of double image, or maybe it's just the ship. There's definitely still sharpening applied, but for a smartphone, it's nothing that would compete against the Sony Xperia, for example, where it would be much more natural because it's much softer as well. But I think for what it is worth and what it's doing, trying to do as a smartphone, I think it's on par with others. It's not overdoing it as others. So it's basically on the same level as others as well. And yeah, this one also a nice shot, I would say. It's not over sharpened too much. Yeah, it's always, you can judge it, of course. I'm judging it from a smartphone perspective, comparing it with a Huawei Mate 50 Pro, for example. This doesn't have a chance because it's over sharpened. Compared with a Honor 70, I would say they have the same kind of quality. I would even say the Honor 70 is a tiny bit better, but this one, because it's still a bit over sharpened, a bit doing a little more in terms of sharpening, looks more artificial, but looks finer and more detailed in this, yeah, not zoomed in shot, not 100% zoomed in shot. So yeah, it's a matter of choice, I would say. And here you can see it as well. It's not so much over sharpened as it was before. In general, I think they improved a little bit, but still there's a bit of more, yeah, headspace to improve here. And maybe give us a mode where we can say, okay, we want natural colors and we want natural sharpness, something like Xiaomi did with like Authentic. Granted, looks very authentic, it's very soft, in my taste sometimes too soft, but in this case it would be like a good option to have like an option where we can control the sharpening applied to the picture. Yeah, either do a profile or I don't know, any settings or something like this where we can set this up. Asus, you are very good, or Asus, you are very good at doing this. So please add such an option, a configurable option in the camera setting where we configure the amount of sharpness applied to an image. As you saw from the intro video, not much has improved in terms of video focus. I still am out of focus there. I'm not sure if I'm in focus right now. I usually use this tap to focus trick, but I'm not sure if I'm in the middle right now, so that it's focusing on me. I hope it is. Otherwise, you have to deal with this autofocus issue that is still not an issue in Gcam, only in the Asus native camera application, which is a bit of a bummer. Otherwise, the photos have been optimized a little bit. We have less aggressive HDR with the halo effect around the trees, and we have a little bit put down in terms of the sharpness, so it's not over sharpening so much anymore as it was before at 1x zoom. But as soon as you go to 2x or beyond, then of course the sharpness did not improve at all. It's still over sharpening heavily here, and I really don't like this. So Asus, give us the option to turn this over sharpness down, at least in the settings. And the same goes for colors eventually. It's a styling decision, I would say. They have very punchy colors. I have to say, okay, this is a styling decision. Don't change this eventually. Give us like profiles where I can change the colors the way I want to have it with the highest quality possible. And otherwise, yeah, what do you think about the improvements on the Asus Zenfone 9? Write it on the comment section. That's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.